Sweeney. I'm the owner and founder of Amani Nicole Wellness. We are a holistic wellness spa for women located in Pikesville, Maryland. And I am the primary employee full time, but I do have multiple independent contractors and vendors that support what we do. So, just to think a little bit about my entrepreneur journey, I always say I was that kid in elementary school, as early as elementary school, always looking to figure out what I could sell, what I could create. And I've always had a side hustle. But it wasn't until 2011 when I decided to venture into fitness, very part time. So on the side, because my background is in corporate marketing and sales. And so what I didn't realize in 2011 that this love for dance fitness and the energy and camaraderie that came from supporting women and just having fun with fitness, but then seeing the results, uh, really got me to start taking business seriously. So it was not until May 2011 that I said, okay, you should invest some time in this and make it grow. Well, in the process of trying to grow my Zumba empire, I call it, I was able to get contracts with the school system, contract with corporate wellness, all still while working a full time job. And what was interesting is that as dedicated as the ladies were that were coming to my classes, they started asking about nutrition and other matters that affect their their health journey. And so I quickly decided that what was needed was a bit more um, in terms of not just fitness, but nutrition coaching. And so I decided to add health coaching to the list of services, but primarily doing this health coaching online, supporting women with basic nutrition and behavior change, and uh, still continuing doing Zumba in various locations. But interestingly, I had to make a decision. You know how they say jump when you're going to jump? Well, I kept saying, I'm going to jump this year. I'm going to jump next year. Well, interestingly, my jump was not voluntary. And it came at a time where I was dealing with major health challenges, and then a job that decided while I was in the midst of recovering from the most major health challenge that hit me, which was colon cancer, that I was no longer needed. And so that was April 2019. I'm doing Zoom in various places, health coaching online. And I said, up, this is it. You're going to have to branch out and make this happen. October 2019, blessed to have been able to find my own space. My first brick and mortar in 2019. And literally, I borrowed like $2,000 from a friend. And whatever monies I had saved up, just a couple of dollars, so that we could put down a security deposit and fix this place up. If you go to our social media, you'll see what this looked like before. And I'm actually in my office now with a client doing her services. But it was so awesome to finally have a space. I did a semi-retirement from Zumba so that I could focus on health coaching, the behavior change side of it. The health challenges I had helped me to see that not every woman wants to go to a gym and work out. And that two major challenges that women struggle with is time and energy. And so that time where I took that jump, I really had to deep dive into my niche. Like, okay, so I know I want to support women, but what women and how, right? So my wellness spa in September 2019 became like the ultimate self-care experience, but an innovative approach where we have vibration plate therapy that supports exercise. We have sauna therapy that supports weight loss, anxiety relief, uh, energy increasing. And we developed a membership based platform. So our members would pay a monthly fee and they could come in. Their commitment was, I'm going to make sure self care is a priority for 1 hour or 2 hours a week. And in between that, being coached on how they could improve their water intake, their diet, healthier eating, and building up the energy to exercise beyond coming in for their self care sessions. Well, we were on a roll and it was awesome. I was dedicated, all in. And then the pandemic hit, right? COVID 19. We have a wellness spa with members. Many have chronic illnesses or at risk for chronic illnesses. And it was like, whoa, it's March. We have to close our doors. What are we going to do next? Well, the reality for me as a coach at the time, a master certified health coach, which is a coach that specializes in behavior change psychology and habit change. I knew that even though the ladies were not able to come in and do their self-care sessions, that they still needed the support of their coaches. And so when they say pandemic pivot, like what did you have to do? How did you have to change the way you were thinking? Immediately we had to switch to an online platform. Like, what are we going to do virtually? Let's tap into that space. And so we were able to do that. In April, we found the best platform. We began loading our clients into that platform, but we knew we needed more. And a condition that's dear to my heart is diabetes. And one thing we noticed, especially within a pandemic, is the effect that COVID 19 has on diabetes. So, trying to find a way to add value to the online space and encourage people to get excited about it, and at the same time, give us an opportunity to get support, diabetes became the platform. And the program that we developed online is named after our signature program in a spa, which is Beautifully Well. So we developed the Beautifully Well Lifestyle Change Program, and the CDC approved it and gave us pending recognition for our CDC recognized program in April. Our effective date was May, and we launched our first class in June. And I talk about taking a time and a pause, right? Because see, during a pandemic, a lot of us may have wondered, okay, what am I going to do next? Is there even room for me to explore and think of other things that I can do that could also be profitable and relevant to what's going on? What that CDC recognition was able to do for us was make us a partner of the CDC. It also linked us to the state health department as a resource to support our initiatives. So we've been thankful for that partnership. Being CDC recognized gave us access to evidence based curriculum. It helped me think outside the box in attracting women to a program that didn't have a clinical look to it, although everything's online. That we found a way to have fun with it and to keep our ladies engaged, and at the same time, it's an effective program. And so while we're still in the midst of this pandemic, what has helped us, and it proved to be a big benefit, one was just to keep going and not looking back. Our diabetes prevention program also became Medicaid approved. So here we go. We partnered with the CDC and then became Medicaid approved, which made us essential. That the work that we do supports managing chronic illness. It also supports preventing chronic illness. So we were able to open our spa back up and continue to support our ladies, but even further with access to our online app. So we were even able to make sure that we kept the social distancing, making sure that our clients are safe. So those ones who could gradually work their way back in would be coached specifically inside our new platform with access to app-based technology to keep us going. So when I think about right now where we are, I'm still the primary full-time employee, but we're scaling because we have onboarded coaches to help support the diabetes platform, as well as our ladies and their health goals outside of the diabetes prevention. We're in a process of credentialing with major health insurance agencies, which was something that, if it was not for COVID, I can't say how ready we would have been to be able to set aside time to put forth the effort and a grind that has been needed in order to go through this process and make our diabetes prevention program successful, while at the same time continuing to grow our membership base and the services that we offer here at Amani Nicole. So, in the midst of the pandemic, of course, losing revenue, the question becomes, well, Nick, how could you all keep hope alive? And even with the doors closed, even with an online platform, you still have expenses, right? We still have to work. I still needed coaches to be dedicated to the online space. Well, throughout the pandemic, we benefited from Kiva Baltimore, a crowdfunding program. Um, we only borrowed like $2,000, but it helped because it helped me to appreciate and understand something like crowdfunding is really what builds community and gets you out there. And it took me out my comfort zone. Like, you're going to ask people for money? Absolutely. We need it. We learned too really quickly with the SBA that not all loan programs were available to us. We were able to benefit from the paycheck protection, and we are getting ready to go after the second round of that. But we were not able to qualify for the EDAC. But we didn't let that stop us. We applied for just about every grant that would come our way that we could try. AEO and PayPal together had a grant program, and we were able to benefit from that grant program. And we are now in our second stage of crowdfunding, but this time for investors. This platform is very different from Kiva, but it still involves the community coming together to support a business that's supporting the community. And so when I look at this past year, with most of it uh, being impacted by the pandemic, I could say another highlight was getting the attention of Groupon. Groupon spotlighted female entrepreneurs this past summer, and it was so awesome that Amani Nicole, we were able to be featured in a number of their campaigns, which created awareness for us and also was able to allow me to get in contact with other women entrepreneurs, and we're continuing to inspire one another. I have to give a shout out to EDAC, the at Baltimore Metropolitan Women Business Center, and my advocate, my business coach, who is absolutely awesome. I was able to benefit from my business coach, this business coaching program that came not too long after the pandemic. We could see the impact that it was having on small businesses, entrepreneurs just trying to keep it going. And Carmen was instrumental and still is. So I recommend, if you are trying to figure things out, or maybe you have not completely looked at the value of having a business coach that can walk you through and help you just think through a lot of things pertinent for business, I say hands down, get yourself a business coach. And the consistency, so that's that other word, use a whole lot, is the consistency. So the beauty of having that business coaching partnership relationship established is that it kept me on my toes. It was very specific to my business needs and what I needed to grow as an entrepreneur, and how my business could grow. And we are scaling. We're still aiming to reach a point financially, but from the back office perspective, we've grown so much in a few short months at a time where businesses are finding themselves most challenged. Um, I would also add that entrepreneurship, we know it is not for the weak at heart. It's not for the faint of heart. We are awesome. We are phenomenal. We are not the norm. Who wakes up and want to grind it out, not fully being able to see the immediate results, right? Financially, and sometimes just basic, with what we do. With every day, we don't wake up and see the fruits of our labor, in a sense, not all of us. But what pushes us and keeps us going is that entrepreneurs, I know we're very special people. We support our families, we support the community, and we're passionate about what we do, and we're needed. And so it's not easy. If it was easy, everybody would be doing it, right? But that consistency, even when it seems too tough, even when it seems out of way out of our comfort zone, um, good change doesn't happen if we sit still and wait for everything to fall in place. We have to push to get it. So I would say, just to encourage every woman in business, with consistency, you just be surprised at what can be accomplished. Um, Another important highlight, which was part of my personal development and professional development, that is helping my business to scale at another level, is that in the midst of the pandemic, I decided to study for the board certification for health coaches. In the midst of all this stuff, how can you set aside time? But thankfully, this December, I became a national board certified health coach. And that means a whole lot to me. And it means a whole lot to my business and the women that I serve, because of being able to take the time, make the time to go after a credential that will add additional resources and value to what I provide to women who need it the most. And so, in the midst of what we're doing for our businesses and how we're strategically lining up to grow, to scale, to improve, make time for your personal development as well. And of course, while I stress consistency, because consistency pays off, hard work pays off, smart work pays off, but to also be sure that we're taking time for self-care. And that was one thing my business coach made it a point to always emphasize, with all this grinding, all these things that are coming in place, that not only am I thankful and grateful and serve an amazing God, at the end of the day, all this hard work that we're doing cannot exist or propel if we aren't also taking care of ourselves. And so, and final tip would be just that self-care, paying attention to our bodies, paying attention to our need to take a deep breath, um, delegating. I know it's not always easy financially. We may not be able to afford that full-time worker, maybe not even that part-time worker. We're dealing with contractors or people that just see the vision and they want to help us. Let's let them help us find things and be okay with giving them to delegation to help get it done, because we can't do all of this by ourselves. It definitely takes a team effort. So, again, Nick Sweeney, owner of Amani Nicole Wellness Spa, National Board Certified Health Coach with a CDC recognized diabetes prevention program that is Medicaid approved, and in the process of contracting with major healthcare insurers. And that, ladies, is something I'm so proud of, but thankful for all of the support that has come our way to help us grow and scale to the next chapter. I'm Nick Sweeney, owner of Amani Nicole Wellness. We can be reached at amaninicole.com. Our Instagram and Facebook handles are Amani Nicole Wellness, and our office number is 443-272-1029.